Welcome, LA Progressive friends and family and readers. So today I'm excited. I'm excited because this past week I met a young woman, Ericka Lesley, who is just full of energy, has all kinds of excellent ideas as to how we can improve the progressive movement. And I'm going to let Ericka introduce herself and tell us about herself and tell us how we met and so on. So go ahead, Ericka, talk.
Oh my goodness. My name is Ericka Lesley. I am the chair of the Santa Monica Rent Control Board. I'm also the chair for the Santa Monica Black Agenda. Um, I would have a few more titles to rattle off on, but that would take a few minutes. So I'm just gonna leave it. I'm gonna park it right there.
Great, great. Now, talk to us a little bit about what you were presenting. The reason that we met is that we attended a 3-day conference at the Sanders Institute, and your presentation was it really touched me. So talk to the LA Progressive community about what you're working on.
Well, right now on the Rent Control Board, we capped our rent increases by 3%. That's the highest they can go. The way that they're generated is a whole different way. It's by the CPI, Consumer Price Index, and inflation. So as inflation went up, so did our rents. And we noticed that we were not really equipped for it to go that high. We thought that, the formula would work in the favor of the tenants. However, that's not it. So we passed the bill or a proposal that, to cap it at 3%. We also have the way that it was calculated. We also ended up having to basically bring it down to 0.8% for part of the year. So as we did that, we also have a thing now where we have tenants that are having to go back and get a rebate from their own, from the landlords. So they can get some of that money back or get a credit, whichever way they're going to work it out. And we've developed a process for them to contact our staff because none of us rent control board commissioners are full-time. These are part-time positions, but we're elected in the city of Santa Monica. So we rely heavily on our staff. However, that doesn't mean that they're running the rent control board. That just means that we need staff to assist us.
So for people who don't necessarily live in LA County, who might see this, can you give them a sense of what kind of rents are we talking about here? And why do you have to have a rent control board?
Oh my God. The city of Santa Monica is one of the highest rents that you have in Southern California. Not the highest, but one of. We're talking about anywhere for market rate for like $5,000 for a 1-bedroom, some $5,000 to $10,000 in comparison to.
Wait, can you stop right there? I want people to be clear on this. We are talking about $5,000 to $10,000 per month.
Yes.
Okay. So there's a lot of
Yes.
people who do not understand when we talk about the rent is too damn high. This is what we're talking about here.
Absolutely. And when they talk about it's fair to have market value, rents, that's the type of money they're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people, especially older people who have owned their homes for a long time. There are many people, who maybe they had a 30-year mortgage and they've paid it off and they have no mortgage, or they bought their house 15, 20 years ago and they bought it, I don't know, a $500,000 house and maybe their monthly payment is $1,200 a month. They have no clue what it takes to rent in Southern California on a monthly basis, to rent an apartment. I had no idea that it was at $5,000 to $10,000. It's just like, it just makes you gasp.
Well, let me be clarified. These are new construction units. Even for a new construction unit, it still shouldn't be that astronomical. There's like, oh, you're getting a view of the ocean and with ocean breezes in Santa Monica, sunny Santa Monica, and $10,000 a month. You're like, really?
Yeah.
What they're not paying attention to, however, is that the tech industry has just recently, Microsoft, for example, laid off 1,900 people just here recently with the last few months. Those are the people that are making the higher incomes. Silicon Valley, this is Silicon Valley here, and they're counting on those paychecks. Well, guess what? Now those people do not have those paychecks. They've been laid off. So you have to stop and think, how does that affect the local economy? How is it that these people are parents, they have children, even if they don't, still at the same time, you talk about the inflation, groceries, lights, gas, your utilities. And when I say gas, I'm not just talking about the gas that you utilize in your home, I'm talking about the gas for gas-powered cars. All these things are factors as to people having less and less money, disposable income. This also affects our businesses because I'm also on the downtown Santa Monica board as well. Our board members are concentrating on how to bring business back to the 3rd Street Promenade. And all they're concentrating on is that and clean and safe. They want it clean and safe and they want their business back. Our businesses are closing, not because that it's super dangerous down there. It's closing because the rents are too high there too. Commercial rents are too high. Some of the business owners have figured out that maybe it's better for them to just let the units, be vacant and just claim it as loss on their insurance. However, that doesn't benefit our communities. That makes it unsafe for the communities at large because now our unhoused population, they want to go somewhere where they won't be disturbed, where they can sleep on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
It's a lot of things that they're focusing on that not necessarily are the problems, not the problems, but as far as knowing who to complain to about certain issues, they're a little confused about where to take their complaints to.
Well, I think all of us have seen malls or outdoor shopping centers where there's a lot of vacancies, and you're bringing to light one of the factors is that when you spend more on rent, you really can't, you got to reduce something. And one of the things that people are reducing is their retail, going to these retail outlets and spending money that what was considered discretionary income, that discretionary income is disappearing. And so we're seeing these vacancies.
Yeah, they're shooting themselves in the nose to spite their face. They don't think about it in that way. They don't think about it as far as raising rents that, it's there, you're grabbing money from one end. The income, the regular person's income is not increasing either. So as you raise these rents and you're exacerbating their income and their budgets, they no longer want to go out to eat. They can't afford it. If you can't afford, we have our elderly, our senior population deciding whether they're going to buy groceries or pay for their rent.
This is unbelievable.
Grandma should not have to make that decision.
So
She should
what
be able to eat and pay for her rent.
So what can average people do? The LA Progressive, we encourage our readers to become civically engaged. So you're an example of a person who became civically engaged. Why don't you talk a little bit about your path and how you came to be on this board and came to be as active as you are?
Well, I'm a product of, and you know what, I'm gonna give honor. I'm gonna honor my former pastor, Reverend Dr. Cecil Chip Murray, who just recently passed away, and instilled in me honor to be first to serve. I'm gonna start with him. And then we're gonna go on, because I served there. My grandmother was on the missionary board, and just instilling that in me as far as to serve our people. I am a servant leader, and I learned how to do these things also from Santa Monica College Public Policy Institute. I'm an alumni of that institute. And so I served with the NAACP because the NAACP had a lot of different issues that I could address through the NAACP instead of just being one or the other. And it's experiential learning so that you can go out and be active in the community and show you how to create policy, how to be active in your community and make an impact. We can go on from there to me being on the Intercultural Equity and Excellence District Advisory Committee for 8 years, learning the rules, Robert's Rules of Order, and how to conduct a meeting. We've gone from there to me being the leader for the Parent Connection Group. They're no longer called that right now, but they were also civically engaged. Then we
So,
go off
so
into, I'm
Well, so
sorry.
as a member of the Black community, I'll just speak from my own personal experience as the publisher of the LA Progressive, but also as a Black woman who is a member of a Black family, my brothers, my sister, cousins, and so on. I oftentimes wish that we as a people could be more engaged and understand that there are things that we can do. That maybe we just don't do because we don't know how to do it. We don't know how to be engaged. What has your experience been like in working in the community?
Well, it's so much. You asked me a short question with a long answer,
Go
to be
ahead and
perfectly
give it.
honest. So when you ask me my experience, it varies. I've had many years of experience as advocating for low income housing to not use credit as a qualifier, because low income and perfect credit do not go along with one another. It's opposite ends of the spectrum. To also being an advocate for the voices of the unheard in our community, to be, advocating for people to get those very valid and valuable COVID-19 renters assistance dollars, and showing people how to fill out those forms. It's one of the reasons why I ended up on rent control, because they saw I had a passion to help people. COVID affected people in different ways, and how it affected me was that I had a desperate need for everybody to be okay, and to see people on the other side of it that I saw before COVID started, the shutdown happened.
Is COVID-19 funding still available?
No, it's gone. The COVID-19 protections are over. That's the reason why they've also talked about the tsunami of evictions. Our courts are gridlocked with evictions. The people that you usually go to as LAFLA, they're burdened, they're overwhelmed with clients. BASTA, they're overwhelmed as well. They're not accepting any new clients because their dockets are full. People are trying to fight on their own. And I'm constantly doing a means test on the resources that are provided by the Santa Monica Rent Control Board to make sure these resources work. People are desperate and they need help.
Yeah, I tried out. If I want to end this on a positive note. So if you had something positive to offer up, I mean, I think that we went to a very inspirational conference in the past 3 days. Is there anything that you could share that's inspiring and hopeful?
What I can share is that together, collectively, we can lift one another up. It doesn't take you to be an elected leader or official for you to help somebody. No matter how small it is, whether you just offer somebody a sandwich or just offer some help or some resources that you know of. And if you don't know of it, call somebody. But another thing we can do collectively as a people is vote. We have a bill coming up, Justice for Renters. We need everybody to vote for it. So collectively, we can repeal Acosta-Hawkins.
Right. So vote yes on Justice for Renters. And that's on
Yes, vote
November,
yes.
the November ballot.
Yes, November ballot this year.
Great. Well, it was such a pleasure talking to you today, Ericka, and such a pleasure meeting you. I look forward to us bumping into each other and staying in touch, and maybe doing this again sometime in the near future.
Of course, it was a pleasure.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you for sticking around. If you like the LA Progressive content and the discussions we have here, please consider clicking the subscribe button below and also give us a thumbs up. That helps to grow our audience by feeding the algorithm, which helps to get this content in front of more eyes. Thanks for stopping by. We really appreciate your support.